think I may have forgotten how to do this. Hey guys, happy Monday. How are you today? I hope you're doing pretty good. I myself am doing not too shabby. We've been busy just doing this and doing that and being here and being there, and I just haven't had time to put together a video, and it's been so long I forgot how to do this. I didn't even take notes, you guys, and I'm gonna sneeze, so we're gonna pause. Anyway, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're being nice to your neighbor. I hope you aren't taking the slings and stones of the world too personally. I know it can be hard. I know it can be harsh. I understand, but keep on going. Chin up. It's better if we look up than if we look down. When you look up, you can see the stars, depending upon the light pollution in your area. Shall we just hop into it? I'm disorganized. I don't know what to do. We might do it a little bit backwards, trying to fool the YouTube into choosing the thumbnail that I want it to choose. So let's start with the project report. We'll just lump knitting and cross stitch all together. Since YouTube tends to choose things towards the center, let's start with yarn and end up with cross stitch. I've cast on a brand new shawl, and I had every intention of bringing the pattern in here with me, and I didn't. Oh, I did. It's way back here. Excuse me. Pardon my reach. So let's see. Where's the picture page? Because you guys want to see what this is going to look like. Here it is. There we go. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. But it looks like it's a beautiful shawl that has a lot of wonderful texture here in the body and then a little bit of lace. You can kind of see the lace a little bit better there on the end in the two-colored version. I'm going to do mine all in one color, but with probably some 2-3 lace repeats. Depends upon how far I can go with my yarn. So I am working on this. Hopefully that's enough information that you can go on to Ravelry and look it up. But how do I want to show this? Let's go this way. So here I am. I am 16 rows into the textured body repeat. And so all of that is brand stinking new since you last saw it. And this is a fantastic, what is this? This is a sport weight yarn, I believe it is. It might be DK. No, I think it's sport weight. Let me look it up. Just a second. Doobie-doobie-doo. Superwash merino wool. It's a Miss Babs, of course. Knitting gauge, 5 to 7 inches. Yummy 3-ply. Sport weight. Anyway, here it is in the cake, all caked up. I think this is called Silent Treatment is the color of this, and it's just a wonderful color. It's grape in color, not too dark, not too light, so it's really good stitching. So I am enjoying that very, very much. Cat hair, got cat hair on everything. So here this is again. What size am I knitting these on? Are these 6s? I'm using the Hiya sharps that Mom gave me for my birthday. US 6, 4 millimeters. So hold it up one last time. I love it. It's good pattern, pretty easy. You can see here I've got quite a lot on the needle. It's built in a triangle using a wrap and turn technique. So when I get to like a couple stitches before my marker, that's my notice to turn that sucker around and start going the other way. And I would be absolutely, positively lost without my my stitch marker that tells me that this is indeed the right side. So that is this wonderful project. I am enjoying it very, very much. When I sit down and watch TV, those few little bits when I do sit down and watch TV, because mostly I've been playing WoW. And then I got a cast on, and you guys know my rule. I can only have 2 things on the needles, which means I finished something. And the thing I finished is my Hitchhiker by Martina Behm. I was wearing it just for you. So here's the little tiny end over here. And we go along. And then I threw in some purple because purple. And I was bored, so purple. And then we come along and we come along and we come along. The main pink color is Hot to Trot, and it is also a Miss Babs colorway. And then, where is it? Am I even showing you the correct? No, I'm not showing you the wrong side. It's going to look all the same. Let's go the other direction, my friends. Other directions. All right, there's the tip. There's the purple. We come along, and we come along, and we come along. And somewhere in here, let's get it closer. I got bored of doing garter, so I threw in a section of stockinette. And then I liked the stockinette pretty good, so I started alternating between garter and stockinette, slowly working to where I just had all stockinette towards the end. And I threw in another purple stripe, but ended up with garter so it wouldn't roll too bad. Can you guys see that? I'm looking through the holes of the knitting to try to see what you guys are seeing. I may not be very successful at all. Whatever. I marked this one as complete on my Ravelry page, but I need to actually take pictures of this thing so that people will understand why I called it a hacked hitchhiker, because I changed it up in the middle. I just going along and I decided I was done doing garter stitch and I wanted to do some stockinette because I really like the fabric of the V's. I love the V's. I don't like the fabric and the texture of stockinette nearly as much as, the texture and feel of garter as much as I like stockinette. So there is that for you all. All right, the big reveal. What I have been working on and working on and working on is done. I am going to move my pink juice over here where it's an easier reach for the cat to knock over, because cat, I don't know where she is. She usually comes to see what we're doing as soon as I start talking to myself. Anyway, here we have the finish. This is Oh Holy Night Nativity. It is by Stoney Creek. It is still a pattern that is in print and reproduction, so you can easily go and pick it up for yourself. My pattern has been promised. I'm sorry I cannot share it with you. Let's start with our wise man. We'll go backwards today. So here's our wise man. I got the beads in. I finished the back stitch Saturday while I was in the ticket booth at the baseball game. More beads, more wonderfulness. Move along, move along. Here's the sheepy and the cow. And all that straw was just a confetti nightmare. Oh, but if you went one stitch wrong, it wasn't too bad. As long as you kind of had an idea where you were, then you can just fudge it. There's my bird that I accidentally left a whole row out of between its head and the back wing, so I fudged it. There we have the thingy, and baby Jesus, and some little lammies. Our angel. Down towards the shepherd's boys. That was a lot of fun, Looked really good. I'm so excited. Here we go. So, 1st of October, I'm going to take this over to Beveled Edge Framing and have them frame it. Get that taken care of. Pretty, 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 pretty. If we hold it here, we can hope against hope against hope that YouTube decides that this is going to be the thumbnail. It may or may not be. YouTube's determined to turn me into a yarn knitting podcaster. There you go. I stitched this on 28 count Blue Dwarf. It might just be called Dwarf. It is from Picture This Plus. I had it cut to size. I bought it at one of the local needle workshops. I think I bought this one over at Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. They're up in Fort Union. So there you go. There's some blending filament, lots of beads up in the vine. I hope you guys can see that. And it is marvelous. It is marvelous. Alright, so we're going to pause here while I put this down in a nice safe place, and then we'll continue on. I wanted to mention a couple of things about ironing my project. It uses a lot of metallic threads, which are really plastic, and then I used a Nymo beading thread to attach all the beads. So when it comes to ironing, you do not want to use the hottest setting on your iron, because these will melt the plastic fibers and the Nymo, which is an artificial thread. It will melt them. So when it came to ironing my big piece, because as you know, I stitch everything on a little 6-inch hoop and just kind of roll up the edges and take care of it. Before I beaded it, I ironed it, spritzed it with water, ran my iron over it. I run a dry iron. I do not use the steam from my iron because my iron tends to spit, and so you'll get, you know, drops of water. So that's why I prefer using a spray bottle to put the water on my my project before I iron. So spritz, spritz, spritz with water, iron it out nice and flat, and then I let it cool. I'll let it sit for about a day before I iron it again, or really look after it to see if there are still hoop marks in it. If there are still hoop marks on it, it's usually after I've let it, you know, dry and relax. And so I'll look at it again, bring it back to the ironing board, of course face down on a floofy towel, spritz with some more water, run the dry iron over it. Usually 3 times kind of this process repeat takes care of it. It's fine for me because I'm hardly ever in that big of a hurry to get something done and out the door to framing. So that's kind of what I do. I noticed where I had it folded over my cardboard thinger, it had creased. So after I'm done doing this, I'll go ahead and turn on my iron, heat it up, and spritz, 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 flatten it out and let it cool. So that's how I take care of ironing my projects. I'm going to sneeze again, so we're going to pause. I nearly forgot that I took some footage of my August bulletin board when I was putting the September bulletin board together. So let's insert that little bit of footage right here. Well, hey guys, here we are in the craft room annex, and here is the bulletin board from August. I've pulled all the stuff off of it, and Princess has come to say hello, and why are you talking to yourself, you crazy human? Anyway, here we go. We did a beachy theme, welcome, birthdays, farewells, oh baby for new babies in the ward, the scripture of the year, the cute little wavies was on the bottom of a paper, so I trimmed those out so they were right. And then the surfboards and the rest of it was kind of part of a mix that I had saved. So I just cut out some brown loop-de-doos for C and put it all on, and that's together. So here is craft room annex. You can see where Princess likes to sleep up there in the hummock of the pillows. That's why I have the ugly sheet on instead of her getting cat fur all over my pretty coverlet. That's that. Shall we look over here? There's a desk, the cricket's hiding behind there, there's paper and stuff, and cartridges in the end, and more stuff in the bookshelf on the end. The blue tub is full of random scrapbook papers. I think we're going to go with this sort of colors for September and do sunflowers. Sunflowers for September. Here's a box of more stuff. Here's Princess inspecting the hutch. Are you going to climb in? Is that what you're going to do? Anyway, here's the linen closet for this room, and then here's where a lot of the yarn lives. So that is that. Can you tell them goodbye? Boy, I tell you what, when I was getting the September one all put together, it just did not want to go together like I wanted it to. The idea was solid. It just, I would, you know, cut something out and lay it out, and it wouldn't be quite right. So then I'd have to go back to the drawing board, sort through the bins of paper, see what I had, cut some more, rearrange, think about it again, just do this and that and the other. It finally came together, but you guys, I worked on that all day Saturday. All day. I mean, from the time I got up and got myself put together, so that would have been about 9:30 is when I'm put together. I get up a little bit earlier, but that doesn't mean I'm functional for humanity, no. But anyway, it took me all day to get put together. And I'm already thinking about the October one, because that's just around the corner. And I'll probably start cutting a few things out here and there to get ready to have that one put together in the near future. Like on, oh, I don't have to do it this Sunday, it needs to be done next Sunday. Well, not next Sunday because that's General Conference, so the Sunday after that. October 7th is when it needs to be done, and that's like 2 weeks away. I got time. I think I can handle this. But then it's a quick turnaround to November. It's the only problem with this thing is I have to keep thinking about it and always have a theme ready to go for the next month. The hard part about the October one is I kind of want it to be Halloween-y, you know, spooky, but not bats and cats and hats sorts of things. So I think we're going to do a lot of pumpkins, leaves, and I borrowed a cartridge for my Cricut from one of my friends, and it has some like iron work on it, so we might have iron work in the corners, and then pumpkins, and then some leaves, and thinking about it. Alright, Stashquisitions. All the random things that have come into the house for the past couple weeks, but half of them are not here. I did get the Stoney Creek Quarterly magazine that came in. There was some cute stuff in it. I can't remember because it's not right here in front of me, but I know I marked a couple things. I got the ornament issue from Just Cross Stitch magazine, and there were 6 or 7 things that I liked in there that I flagged with my little post-it flags. So one of these days, if I ever get around to stitching ornaments, there are certainly some suggestions from there. I'm debating upon whether or not I want to pick up the Halloween one. Halloween's not really my thing. I like it. It's okay. It's fun. I like the fun side of Halloween far better than the spooky, scary side of Halloween, if that makes sense. So those magazines came in. I got the Fabric of the Month. I think this has to be from August. This is Anubis. Fabric of the Month from Under the Sea Fabrics. I get a 32 count linen. I just, you know, haven't done this for a while. My brain's just not there. Anyway, 32 count Anubis. She took September off. She put up a preview of the October Fabric of the Month color, and it's purples and beautiful, and I can't wait for that to arrive. And then yarn. Yarn has arrived because that's what I'm obsessed with right now is just yarn. And so it's Miss Babs I'm obsessed with as well. So how do we want to do this? She released a new fall pattern that I saw called Shh from her In the Library series, and I really, really liked it. And then a couple days later she released another one. Well, the designer released a pattern using her wool. Anyway, I released it. She sent me an email with another pattern that had used that I like more. But anyway, so with the first one, it called for sort of a tonal sort of thing and 3 skeins of it. So I picked up 3 skeins in the Yummy 3 ply. Make sure I'm reading Yummy 3 ply. which is the sport white yarn, and this is the same weight as what I'm working on, the other shawl, the other purple shawl that I showed you that I can't pronounce. I think my project, I called it the Silent Miss, using the silent treatment from the name of the yarn and then Miss from the name of the shawl. English works. My head is having a hard time of it today. Anyway, so here are these beautiful 3 skeins of the same one. This one is called Saffron Crocus. They're purple, they're beautiful. I have them ear tagged for either or Iron Railings, I think is the other one, which is the textural one, which I really, really like. Then there was this beautiful skein of Blackberry Winter hanging out. I have this in a, either it's Hot to Trot or a Tart. Not Hot to Trot, Hot Shots. Or Hot Shots, or the other one, Tart. I think it's a Hot Shot that I have this color, and I really liked it. So when there was still one available in the Yummy 3-ply, I picked it up. It has some lovely brown tones in here. It's just more of plum purplies, really quite lovely. I'm in love with that. And then she released a brand new colorway that will be in her line regularly, and this is Chances Are, and it's just beautiful blues and purples and greens. I bet you cannot guess why I like this a lot. And since I was buying Yummy 3-ply, I just bought another skein of the Yummy 3-ply sport weight. So here we are. Chances Are, the name reminded me of a fun Bare Naked Lady song, which is Odds Are. And so the song goes, odds are that we will probably be alright. Odds are we're going to be alright. Odds are we're going to be alright for another night. Anyway, so I sang that song with Chances Are for like 2 days instead of Odds Are. But, you know, chances are we are going to be alright. We really are going to be alright. So there's that. So long as we let kindness rule supreme. So that is all of my fun purchases, and this is and that's and the other. Well, news, notes, and other nonsense. There has been quite the big fire in the mountains just immediately south of me. I mean, like 5-10 miles away, probably closer to 10 miles away than 5. It's burned over 10,000 acres. I'm not sure if that's the 2 fires combined or if one has burned 10,000 and the other has burned 30,000. But it has been a big fire, lots of smoke, 6,000 people evacuated. They've lost a few structures. Innumerable cows have perished. They fought so hard to get the livestock out of the canyons and off the grazing ranges. Some ranchers were able to do that. Some ranchers were not. It's really sad for the cattle to have died in a fire, I guess, but I don't know if that's any better than being slaughtered. But I'm pro-meat. Hopefully the slaughterhouses are humane-er than a fire. That's a political well that we are not going to go down, my friends. Anyway, so the smoke has been blowing north towards me for like 2 weeks. I haven't been able to have my windows open, even though it's been perfectly cool at night. You know, it's been cooling down into the low 60s, which means if I open up my windows, I could air out the house, and then I won't have to run my air conditioning. I hadn't run my air conditioning for about 3 weeks before the fire started. But I remember waking up on the first morning after the night that it really flared up, and I'm like, man, it smells like campfire, and got up and closed up my house. But my house has smelled like campfire for like a week and a half. They finally got it mostly under control, so they're letting some of the people in the evacuated areas get back to their houses. It's a big fire. Lightning started, so at least there's no arson involved. Some people are really mad because apparently the Forest Service, the Federal Forest Service, knew that the fire had started and was up there smoldering and had decided to just let it burn until we got a big wind from the south, and that just lit it right up. It tore up the side of the mountain. Big black smoke, just crazy. So I don't know, sometimes I think that forest management could be a little bit better, but I'm not an expert at it. I don't understand why we cannot get up into our national forests and carefully log out all the dead trees. We have tons of trees that are dead because of beetle kill. So I don't know. I don't have the answers. All I'm going to say politically is I don't believe that either party has all the answers, and that this fighting back and forth and my way or the highway, I don't believe that that is the best solution to find some answers for what is troubling our country, to help businesses grow and flourish so people can have jobs, to find a way to take care of the poor and less fortunate who are not able to have jobs or to work. You know, there's a delicate balance there between pro-government and government programs to help the needy. There's got to be a balance in there somewhere, and I believe that somewhere there is an answer. I don't have that answer, but somewhere there has got to be an answer where we can let the businesses grow, and it will find a way to help our less fortunate populations. Really, that's truly what I believe, is neither party has all the answers, and it frustrates me to no end that just because you're part of the other party, you are not worthy to be spoken of or listen to your ideas or anything like that. It just gets back to, we need to be kind and we need to be nice. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I hate you. Okay. That was heavy, and I apologize. More fun things. My best friend dropped her girls off in Idaho for the next semester. I got to go up and see her and have a wonderful time. We chatted and chatted, and it was great. On another weekend, my sister and I, we went over to the they had one of those RV shows, you know, where all the RV dealers come in and bring some of their stock. And so we had a good time walking in and out all the camper trailers. We have this dream. We're going to buy a, well, 20 foot at the maximum. But, you know, I found a really nice one. Well, nice. A really good floor plan that I like. That's a 17 footer. It's a toy hauler because my sister likes to hike and I'm not a hiker. I get winded way too easily. I know I could work on that and really improve that, and that's on my list of things to do. But even when I was in much better shape, I could kick it at the gym, you know, cruise along on my elliptical at like 6 miles an hour, but get me out in nature going up a slight incline, it's not fun. And I find myself looking at my feet when I hike because I want to make sure that my feet get placed in a stable place and not, you know, I can look up when I'm walking on the sidewalk. But when you're hiking a trail, who knows what the texture is going to be under your feet. So I watch my feet and that just makes me sick. Anyway, wow, asides. Anyway, so my sister and I have this dream that we're going to buy a 20-foot toy hauler, and she and I are going to go up into the mountains and go hiking. Well, she's going to go hiking, and then I can putter around camp all day and stitch or knit, and the dog and I will hang out and do whatever we feel like. And the reason it's a toy hauler is because we're debating, this is still a bit of a debate, whether we're going to get like a little golf cart, like a gas-powered golf cart, or if we're going to get one of those off-road, side-by-side, vehicle-y things. So, we're dreaming. We're dreaming. So this might not happen for like 10 to 15 years, but it's fun to dream, right? Is it not fun to dream? If you don't have fun dreaming, what are you doing with your life? Always be dreaming. Always be looking up. Have a goal. So that's what we did. We've had 2 football games here at home, so I have worked another couple of weekends doing the football games. That's pretty good. The first home game we lost, and the second home game we won. So there was that. It's always more fun when you win at home. It's not so fun when you lose. We were watching football the other day, and the nieces were over. And the youngest niece is about 2.5, and so we were watching the team play Wisconsin, the Badgers. And so the littlest one was sitting on my mom's lap, and my mom pointed at the TV and said to the youngest, she said, "Look at the weasel! Look at the weasel!" And then she said, "Oh, it's a badger." but it's too late because now the youngest one is looking at the TV and she's going, "Weasel! Weasel! It's a weasel!" The youngest one is pretty darn cute. The oldest niece is also really, really cute. I mean, you know, my brother and his wife, they make cute kids. Is that everything? I think that's everything. It's going to be fairly short. I have no idea where my Floobie list is. I'm sorry. I watch you, I subscribe to you, I make notes, and I have no idea where it is. It's like lost to the annals of time. Who knows? So thank you. I have got a few new subscribers, so thank you everybody who has subscribed to me. Hello and welcome. I hope you enjoy our brand of dry humor and slightly crazy. Welcome back to all of you who have been here before and after and still. I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope you are getting enough time to stitch what you want to stitch, knit what you want to knit. I hope that battle frog is staying far, far away from you. Thanks, you guys. Love you all. Hugs and stitches. Bye. Of course we're going to sneeze, and then we don't sneeze.